welcome to CBS This Morning. Massive tornado outbreak. More severe storms target the southern plains after more than 40 tornadoes touched down over the weekend.
High alert. President Trump trades insults with Iran while U.S. warships train for battle nearby. We have the only U.S. network crew in Baghdad where tensions are dangerously high.
Inside the NSA, we take you to Hawaii for an exclusive look inside a top-secret intelligence center where the National Security Agency monitors potential threats.
And after school special, a high school we highlighted gets a visit from Oprah. We'll talk to the school principal about the big surprise.
It was big. It's Monday, May 20th, 2019, our first day. Here's today's eye-opener, your world in 90 seconds.
Morning's eye-opener is presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome to CBS This Morning. Excited for Brooks, but I'm excited for us too. It's our game day.
It is our game day. A lot of Game of Thrones fans supposedly playing hooky from work today, but not us.
No.
Not us. Little bags under the eyes because I did tune in for a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it would kind of come and go. I don't think any kid would feel sexualized or scarred by that. That's just my personal opinion. I think people take things too seriously.
They really do. I mean, it must be the same people that were complaining about Victoria Beckham's picture kissing her daughter of 5. So it must be the same people complaining about this T-shirt. I just don't get it.
Well, I'm going to go against that. Only I have a 4-year-old boy, and we're in that time right now where I'm just praying that he will grow up to be a nice little boy. And I'm all for great, funny T-shirts. In fact, I read one yesterday.
I was told that you recall us meeting for the first time in a bath.
Yes. Selena Gomez and Jennifer Aniston's friendship started in the John? Let's rewind. Jennifer Aniston filled in for Ellen DeGeneres on Friday's show.
It is so exciting to host a talk show for the very first time.
And sat down with Selena to talk about her new album, Rare.
I needed to lose you to love me, yeah.
Lose You to Love Me. That's a very revealing song.
I realized that everybody else seemed to be narrating my life for me.
Yes.
So why don't I put something out that
you and your beautiful little boy. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Peter, take us back to that scan that you had at 19 weeks.
Yeah, so I was 19 weeks and I thought, yeah, this is the scan. We're going to go in and make sure that the harmony test gender wasn't wrong. And we went in and we sat there and we got scanned for a really long time. And I thought this seems a little bit too long, and I asked if everything was okay. And
well, Lonnie and Dustin are engaged but have called off the wedding twice already. She says Dustin can be loving, but then he has a scary side.
I was in a bar fight about a year ago. I wanted one more beer. The guy wouldn't give me a beer. I wasn't taking no for an answer. Somebody at the bar said, "Why don't you get out of here?" So I threw him on the ground, and then I was just mauled. 3 or 4 bartenders just threw me into the ground.
His face was swollen, there's blood everywhere.
He went by ambulance to the hospital. He had a concussion, brain bleed.
They found that he had a broken jaw. He got beat up bad.
Stitches across my face, and I spent one night in the hospital.
All right, here we go. Welcome to Tanya's Sexy Jungle podcast. Don't have an opener, Perez Hilton. Would you like to think of one?
Sexy Jungle podcast brought to you by Tanya.
Oh my God, that's really good.
I don't know.
What's your dream? You're kind of living it, right?
My dream is just to keep working until I don't want to work anymore.
Yes, and then have the option
to
stop.
Joan Rivers
approach.
Yes.
I could never do your job because I'd be like, oh, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Like, I'm scared.
I mean, I do try to do things now differently than I used to.
What was the turning point for you?
The turning point was very organic. In the fall of 2010, there was this gay teenager named Tyler Clementi.
Okay.
Who took his own life after his...
And I have a slotted spoon. That'll be easier to get all of that out. So we don't want too much of the water.
Too much of the water.
Okay, so just scoop that out and then we'll blend it.
Blend it. You see how now onions are soft?
Yes.
Same thing with cashew and chili.
Yeah. All right, in it goes. Scoop that out. And are we looking for a fine puree?
Fine puree.
Fine puree, okay.
Don't want to leave any of those cashews. Okay, lid on, and I'll blend this.
Yep. About a minute.
Tonight, teenage inmates go berserk at a Sydney prison, trying to start a riot. A peace deal in the palace, the Queen allows Prince Harry and Meghan to quit their royal duties. A Sydney thug jailed for this king hit on a complete stranger. It's about to bucket down. Sydney gets ready for days of solid rain, and boy, can we use it. Aussie Margot Robbie is nominated for another Oscar. Will there be a happy ending this time? And a little scare for Ash Barty ahead of the Australian Open.
This is 10 News First, Sydney, with Hugh Rimmond.
Well, good evening. A juvenile prison went into lockdown this afternoon in Sydney's west when a group of young inmates tried to spark a riot. It appeared to be getting out of hand when the teens broke out and climbed onto the roof. Well, Leah Harris is live for us at Werrington tonight. Leah, what sparked all of this?
We are so thrilled to have you here.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? I'm happy to be here. I like y'all.
Well, you've been posting that. You've been posting on your Insta that you're having a great time here in Oz. Can we just keep you, please?
Well, who I gotta marry?
Yeah.
Oh. Who I gotta marry to get that dual citizenship?
Do you want a Hemsworth, or who do you want to
I want a cousin.
Okay.
We
can organise that.
Yeah, what they cousins look like. I don't want no beef.
Okay.
Slow down a bit. Get a bit of traction. I think you're stuck. That's it. We're never going to get a vehicle through there. That's just like soup. It ain't happening, eh? Like that, look, that's fine there, but if we cut off into this swamp area, that's not happening. This just ain't going to happen. You got to stay on this hard pack stuff.
We do have a couple of ideas which we think might just give you a bit of a boost this weekend.
Sure.
So you can put the kettle on and we'll get to work?
Sounds good. Well, can you get to work?
So Danny, I know I was talking to Beck and James just as we arrived this afternoon.
Yes.
They were telling me that this house is fantastic and all, but it gets really hot in summer and really cold in winter. And now that spring's sprung, they're starting to feel it.
Could you imagine on those tiles every day how cold it would be?
It would be cold.
Oh, I can imagine. But you know what? We had a good look around the house and they're not really doing anything wrong. It's kind of the average Aussie household.
Yeah.
You know, where heating and cooling is concerned.
We were just about to walk out the door and I just spotted these two girls. These two younger girls just in that little rip there. I might just get down just really quickly. Oh, they're so young, they're so helpless.
In time-critical rescues, the lifeguard in the passenger seat goes first.
Yeah, she's putting her hand up. Yeah, boy, his hand's gone up.
But Jethro is only just returning to full duties after a dislocated shoulder.
Since returning to work from my shoulder, it was the first time I've been in the buggy, going flat stick, going to a rescue where you know that it's life or death.
I cleared that area out before I came up.
There are more women working in the emergency services than ever before.
Stay where you are. Put your hands behind your back. There's a lot of shouting going on. Do we need the police?
Putting themselves in harm's way as they grapple with Britain's problems.
Carry on being stupid. You're going to hurt yourself, aren't you? Don't touch me.
We're not living in a man's world anymore.
Keep yourself walking or I will lock you up.
But it's increasingly likely it's other women they'll be dealing with.
I'll fucking kill you, little bastard.
I would rather deal with a bloke any day of the week than a little female who's kicking off. They are like banshees.
Don't start behaving like that, young lady.
Dynamics. You know, trusting the grip that I have underneath me is probably the biggest thing I learned. You know, it's very hard to come out of the habits that I've been driving for, 10 odd years in the supercar, and to jump in this where it's just hundreds of pounds of downforce. It's really cool and so exciting. So hopefully maybe we'll have another opportunity. Who knows? But really proud and it's a big tick in my
More than ever, we must preach only the Christ of the Bible. Christ, who is God of very God, the God of power and might, who is the only one who can forgive our sins eternally, who can break the power of sin, who can help restore sanity in our lives. He is the only one who can set the captive free. He is the only one who can liberate from the chains of addiction. He's the only one.
Times are tough, Stephen.
I know they are. There.
I do it on purpose, you know.
Why?
Well, one, it'd be weird if we're by accident, right? That I wear the same thing every night. But I do it because, one, I think it doesn't matter. I think what you wear on TV doesn't matter. I'm not there for how I look, other than all this action that I have.
Sure. The moneymaker.
Right.
The moneymaker, yeah.
And secondly, the show is no joke. The show is about getting after it, being straight, being tough, being real, getting after it. And that's what I think it suggests.
You're friends with Kellyanne Conway, right?
I am. That's an odd segue, but yes.
It's not a segue. I'm just interrupting you.
Oh.
You're friends with Kellyanne Conway.
And it's getting your timing right as well, but certainly teaching the dog what you want it to do.
Yep.
And then ignoring or, moving away or withholding reinforcers for the behaviours that you don't want them to do.
And how can we sort of motivate them to do the good behaviour rather than the bad behaviour?
Well, basically using something that the dog likes. So in training, we usually use treats or toys or pats. Or to actually come into the room or to, to get attention from us. So anything that the dog likes, we can certainly use to teach and reinforce the behaviours that we want.
All right, so sometimes though the problem...